Hey, witches.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode where we're always a dollar late. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up! A day late and a dollar short!
Honestly, that was perfectly on brand, I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, damn it, I was gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it. You don't even know what's coming. Welcome back to another episode where mischief and misfortune hits us every day.
Yeah, honestly, like
I'm your
what
host, Emily.
what the fuck is going on? Oh my goodness.
I literally just got done telling her that I had something funny I was gonna say. She had no idea, and then I started forgetting it because but I thought about it in the shower,
And then you fucked it up.
and I done fucked it up. I even said so. I was like, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna fuck it up.
You jinxed yourself.
I did. Anyways, we were actually just talking about how, like, I hadn't taken my meds today. I was a little confused at a lot of stuff. I haven't felt the best. She's had a weird day. Everything's just going
Oh
wrong.
my god. Yeah, a weird day is right.
But anyways, we're back with
We're back.
Arcanum Unbounded Mistborn series. 2 out of the 3 stories in the Arcanum Unbounded book. This is technically part 2. We're in the Secret History, starting part 3.
Right. Which is called Spirit. I'm gonna do my best. I read part 6 last night of the book, so like I'm gonna do my best not to accidentally talk about stuff in that. But I felt like part 6 was like better than the whole fucking rest of the novella.
I feel like part 1 and all the way to like part 5 is just kind of like a build up.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's like it's like when you read ACOTAR and you're like, damn, this book sucks, and it's like, hold on, go to the second book. The second book's
Yeah.
great. Like, get to the last 200 pages, and then like you'll be ready to go to the second book. But it's a lot of background world building.
Yeah.
A lot
Like
of
making connections.
yeah, just trying to make sure everything's in there. And you know, speaking of Mistborn, we actually finally played that like card building game, and we
Yeah.
played it incorrectly. We played it incorrectly, and then at the end of it all, I played. So you get like 4. There's 4 character. It's a 4-person game, like up to 4 characters, and there's 4 cards you could choose from. And I ended up getting Kelsier. Will got Vin. They have Sean in it. Shan.
Oh,
Ellen. Yeah. Of
interesting.
all people,
Like from the
Will's like,
first fucking book.
yeah. And then they have Marsh. You can be Marsh.
Oh, that makes sense to me a little bit, but
Not like it's Marsh the Inquisitor, but like I don't know.
yeah.
And
I mean, I guess they wanted to use just the Mistborns probably.
that's the whole point, because you have to be able to use all of
The
the
medals.
medals. And he's like, I just don't understand. Like, Elend? They could have used Elend, and I was like, you did
Or
say.
Zane. Like,
Well, and apparently you're not. He said that he didn't want to play it until after I finished the series, so that like in case there was something in it that would like give it away. But apparently you could play it after the first book.
I was gonna say, it sounds like it's just after the first book if it's got Shan in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I guess that makes sense then. But anyways, regardless, we fucked up. We played it incorrectly. I got a card. Because it's a deck building game, you have to pay for like mistings or rebels or whoever. And so like I got a card, and it was like automatically use any extra ability or blah 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 without having like there was like I could use whatever card I just buy because I have this character in play. And I looked at Will, and he just looks at me. He goes, "So we've been playing it wrong." Anytime we bought a character, we immediately like used its abilities. And it
Oops.
probably like the game probably was supposed to last at least like an hour, maybe 2. But obviously it lasted an hour through us just trying to figure the fuck out. But like a lot of issues that we had trying to figure things out. We ended up having like if anyone who plays the Mistborn like card building game, it's not bad. It's a pretty fun game. It's just there's a lot of things to it, and like it tells you every little bit and like what each thing means. It doesn't tell you how to utilize it,
Ah,
but you have to read the entire thing and try to digest it and then maybe read it again like the how to. But we ended up watching people play to figure it
yeah.
out. We didn't want to wait that long. That was our problem. So, um, it was a lot of fun though. So I recommend it.
Nice.
Just play it correctly.
I mean,
But
valid.
anyways, part 3 spirit.
Part three, spirit. Most of these chapters, I literally just wrote like one thing about the entire chapter.
I made like a comment or two, or like a maybe like a connection comment. But it's like we said, it's a lot of world building.
It is, and um,
Kelsier's free now.
Kelsier's free. He's talking to preservation. He finds out about docks and clubs. Um, and he
Oh,
kind
and
of,
Kelsier lost himself. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. Well, he kind of feels like an asshole because he's like, I could have been here for him, but I missed
Yeah.
him. And
I could have seen him as he passed, talked to him, something. And preservation tells him that he like cursed him as he passed. And I'm sitting here like, hold up, hold up, hold up. Did he? Like, we barely even knew he died until like the last book.
right,
I mean, maybe he did, and it wasn't like written into the story, but
yeah.
Doc's
But
was
yeah, I
pissed off.
basically like he dang it. He's like, we're gonna stop ruin, we're gonna stop everything that's happening, and he's like, no, it can't be stopped. There's like deals, there's things happening. And Kelsier's like, no, we're a crew, we're gonna do this. And preservation's like, it's basically impossible. Like I it's impossible. And I'm like, okay, but when has Kelsier ever accepted something is impossible? That's never stopped him before. Because killing the Lord Ruler was supposed to be impossible as well. And here we are.
Yeah. The thing about the impossible, Kelsier says, nah, that's just a low probability.
Yeah, he's like, meh,
We're gonna still do it.
maybe impossible for you.
But yeah, so he's just basically, we're gonna do it. And he tells, Preservation tells Kelsier about, people to the south. Not to the south, but like people near the ocean, basically. Like far, far away. Um, and that's kind of where he's heading now. I also really like the little moment that Preservation gets where he's like, um, because Kelsier goes, "You and me, we're a team," and he goes, "A team, yes, a crew," and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's such a nice little moment before you leave the world. Preservation, that's so nice. But he doesn't get to see the end. I'm also really confused about these like tendrils, these like little threads of preservation. Because if preservation is everything, like how can he see one thread that he can follow? Like, is this like a thread that was left behind by preservation so that somebody can follow him? But I feel like if that's the case, then Ruin would be able to see it.
Yeah, I felt like it was like almost like he like spread himself out into like a net shield type thing.
Maybe.
But yeah, there's like little threads of him. But yeah, and I was basically like, but who are these people? Like,
Yeah, because he,
Specifically, it's like Nas and
Irie.
the
It's
Irie.
spelled
Yeah.
ire, but it's Irie.
Yeah.
Um, oh, we haven't learned about that yet.
No, no. I'm talking about Chris and
I forgot about
Naz.
those two. Sorry. We'll learn about that actually in this episode. But anyways, um so not really much of a spoiler. Goes go into the Luthadel Lake Luthadel Lake Luthadel. It is gross. It's toxic waste.
I mean, yeah.
But like so we're in the cognitive realm, right? Not the spirit world or whatever, it's the cognitive realm. So like he's there but he's not there with everybody else. But he walks across the lake and goes to a cave or something. But as he gets closer to like the thing in the middle of the lake, he can like touch the grass. Like the grass is like something that he can take with him. It's not like something in the real world that he can't actively touch. He becomes real, basically.
Right, and a lot of weird shit starts happening. Like he's, I don't know if we're there yet or not, but like he's able to like pick up the spirit of a campfire and carry it around with him and then pull it back out when he wants to use it. It's kind of wild. I don't
Yeah,
think we're there yet.
and I mean, he basically is just going in there. He's going to it. Um, but he like goes to this. I don't know. It's got animals and plants in it, so like he can see these things. He can actively catch them. Um, but like he goes into this. I don't even know what to call it. Uh, I don't even know. It's like not a cave, but it's like a whole different world that doesn't belong. That's not there. If you're looking at the book, the picture that we're about to like talk about, so he sees two people around a campfire and basically he like walks out all confident like. That picture is actually at the beginning of this book.
Yes, it is. Look at Will Schuester walking out there. He looks like Will Schuester in this picture too.
He really does though.
But yeah, so they're, we never really find out who these people are. Um,
No, I don't think they're of this world.
but we find out like they tell him about the fact that there are other planets and there are other gods on other planets and um then they tell him like you're looking for the Irie, they're out there in the middle of the ocean. And then he gives him a knife
The
and disappears.
like a yeah, like a dagger. Like him and Chris is the female, right?
I believe so.
And Naz is the handler, the helper, the whoever. Um, she like also grabs the fire too. She's just like, all
Yeah.
right, we're going, and then like picks up the fire and like puts it in her packet, and then they just like leave and they're like, this world is doomed. We're gone. Bye. Good luck with the ire. They're not gonna, or the Irie. They're not gonna answer. They're not gonna do anything for you. They're not gonna say anything that you need or help you. And then Um, but they know who he is too. That's the
Yeah.
funny thing.
Yeah, they
They're
keep
like,
calling
oh,
him Survivor.
the survivor of Hatson. Like they know him. They
Yeah.
know he's not really a scholar. They know he's doing
And
all of this stuff. Um,
then,
and go ahead.
no, I was just going to say the very last line of the chapter is that he stole a bolt from the bottom of the stool he was sitting on and he swallows
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was like. What?
And then we're into chapter 3 and it was like, nice try, Kelsier, but no. There's no allomancy in this world.
Yeah.
Or this realm, I guess. And
The funny thing is like it just sits there, like it's heavy on him,
yeah, so then you have to like cough it back up,
which is
which is
disgusting.
it's just so disgusting. And then he tells Preservation that he's going to find the Eyrie, and Preservation is kind of like he gets sad and like clingy about it.
You're like, you're gonna leave me to be?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, he took forever to, like, when Kelsier first died, he was like, "You're stupid. We're not gonna be friends. Like, we're not gonna do this. We're not a team. We're not a crew." And now he's finally being like, "Oh, actually, we are going to be a crew. We are going to be a team." And then he's like, "Wait, you're just leaving me now? Like, you're not actually gonna stay and help or do anything?" Which, no. If this is gonna help him do something in the long run, in the long scheme of things, then he ain't gonna stay. He ain't gonna do that. He gonna go.
And then basically Preservation is like, you're not gonna be able to stop him, and he's like, I know. He's like, but she can. And he's talking about Vin, and he says that she is hope. Um, and then he's like, Preservation's like, they're not going to help you, talking about the Eyrie. And he's like, I'm not going to ask for their help. I'm going to rob them. And I'm like, that is the
Yeah,
most Kelsier shit.
because he already had that conversation with the other two, and they already were
Yeah.
like, "You're stupid to think that they're gonna help you at all."
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Preservation has gone to them and has asked for help and has asked for assistance, and they basically shunned him and said no.
Yeah, but also
Um,
like Preservation is can't he can't lie and steal and cheat, and Kelsier can.
yeah, and um, so at the end of the entire chapter, there was a comment that was made. Um, did you have anything before that?
Uh-uh.
So this is like the Vin can do it, Vin's hope. If not Vin, then Season. And Preservation looks at like Kelsier and goes, "He is not well." And he's like, "Excuse me, like hurt in the fighting." And then Preservation goes worse. Ruin is trying to break him. And I'm like, okay, so Ruin must have taken his little book of religions, everything that he has ever written down in an attempt to like go through his stuff. And it ruins his faith every single day that he goes through his little book of things in an attempt to just stop the fighting. Because there was multiple times in the series that we read where like he just is like, what's the point of all of this? Like, are we even able to do these things? Like, there's no religion out there that's bigger or better than what we've lived. So Ruin definitely ruined his little book of religions to help him. Well, not help him, but to stop him from like learning and accepting and like just having that hope. And I mean, if not Vin, then Sazed. I mean, he did get all that hope back because of Vin, so like it's a tag team effort. Luckily. That other than that, we're on to what?
Part four. Yeah. So part four is called Journey. It throws me off a little bit that every part starts the chapters back over at one.
Yeah, my iPad does not like that. My annotations that I've written into it, I'm like over here, it's like chapter 3. Okay, now on to chapter 4. And then I like go to the next page and it says part 4 and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I didn't write nothing for chapters 1 to 3 and part 4 journey.
All
There wasn't
right.
much. It was probably like a page or two.
No. Yeah. I was just, the main thing that I wrote about was like how hard it has to be for a man like Kelsier to feel so impotent because he's like running and trying to get here as quick as he can so he can do something. But without his allomancy, he's not able to do that the same way he used to. So it's just got to be really hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because he's like thinking in his head, he's like, hopefully Vin is able to hold out long enough to save everyone. And it's a terrible weight to put on the shoulders of one person. And he's like, well,
He's like, joke's on you. I can do it.
yeah. And then chapter 2, we learn that he can talk to certain people because he goes to this like abandoned inn or something or tavern or something.
Yeah, it was like a place that he used to go to quite a bit. Him and
Yeah.
Mare, I think.
Yeah, that's what it says. He and Mayor had stayed there once. And so he's in there and there is one person there, but it kind of seems like maybe a like a drifter almost, but not the drifter. um but it's like they're there in the real world and Kelsier talks to them and the person can hear him. And he's like, get out of my head, get out of my head. And so he's like, this is a significant part just because we are learning that Kelsier can communicate with and influence some people. And that's chapter 2. Chapter 3, I literally wrote, well, that was a fever dream. Because
Listen, this whole thing was a fever dream. What are you fucking talking about?
it really was, but like especially this chapter, because this whole chapter is just
Him running.
him running, and then this is where he learns that he can pick up a campfire and take it with him, and like he picks up a staff and a pack, like all of these things that he's like borrowing from the real world. And he even learns that like he needs to borrow something that it won't be missed, like that people don't use very often, because if they go looking for it and find it in the real world, then it'll leave him in the in between or whatever. So it's like it's just really weird shit. We're learning more about how this like in between world works. And that's chapter 3. And then in chapter 4, we got Ruin out here making the same mistakes all over again. And like, he's just very easily manipulated.
Yeah, I know, and that's the funniest part.
Yeah.
And it's like you're trying to con Kelsier, who literally conducted some of the biggest cons this world has seen thus far.
Right. Well, and so like Ruin keeps making the same mistake over and over again, and I just realized what I meant by that because he goes to them to try to like throw them off, but in trying to throw them off, he just confirms for them that they're doing the right thing. Because Ruin is like, you're useless out here. It's almost the end of the world. There's, there's nothing you can do out here. And Kelsier's like, yeah, sure. And you came here to tell me that rather than remaining quietly pleased that I was off being distracted. Like, Ruin wants him to believe that the end is very near and that what he's doing is pointless, which means it's not. Um, and he did the same thing to Vin, so that just he's making the same mistake over and over again. But also there's a part where Ruin is like, so do you have a message for me to deliver to Preservation? And Kelsier's like, sure. Tell Fuzz he's to take something long, sharp, and hard and ram it up your backside for me. Like, Kelsier just, he's so unserious.
It's also really funny, too, because, he's, he's just like, eh.
Yeah.
I don't care. I punched a god. I'll fuck you up too, sir.
Yeah. Kelsier punches a lot of people, okay? Like, he just, even in this, like, weird in-between afterlife thing, he's just punching everybody.
Yeah.
I guess
and
that doesn't happen until the next part, but...
Yeah. It's really sad, though, that, like, Ruin does end up getting, like, a knife in there.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
Using his words. So it's, like, it's really sad, because Kelsier really cared about Vin.
Yeah.
Like, that was the child he never had. That was, like, the little sister being in the group. She meant a lot to him, whether, like, we see it or not. And he meant a lot to Vin. So, like, there was some type of special connection between the two of them. And Ruin goes, I will kill Vin while you're gone. I will kill them all. Think about that, Kelsier, on your journey. When you come back, if there's anything left, I might have need of you. Thank you for all you've done on my behalf. And, I mean, to be fair, he has done quite a bit on Ruin's behalf.
Right.
And even though they were lies, to some extent, like, maybe not while he's gone. Like, there's a possibility this could all happen, yes. But it's not, like, while he's gone it's gonna happen. But, like, that like, really fucked him up.
Kelsier does have to take, or not have to, but in his position, knowing what he knows now, he probably does take some of this personal, like, take it, like, his own fault, because he did fall right into the trap. He helped kill the Lord Ruler. He convinced Vin to, like, take the power, or, like, made her think that that's what she needed to do. So Kelsier did help set a lot of this into motion. None of it is his fault necessarily. He just, and he helped.
And that's the thing, when you wash out 1,000 years of, like, history, not necessarily 1,000 years of history, but, like, when you wash out what happened 1,000 years prior, then it's hard to do the things appropriately. I mean, looking back at it, he could have made that his own fucking religion. Hell.
Right.
But oh well. I mean, he tried, he failed, just like Vin did, and that's okay, because in the end we got Sazed.
Yeah. And so that brings us right up to the end of part 4. Which brings us to part 5, which is called Irie. I'm not gonna lie. Weird. Reading this is so wild to me, because I know, like, it's not related at all. But, like, Irie is my niece's name. And she's named after, like, the Jamaican Irie, which is, like, kind of it's all good, or everything's easygoing kind of vibe.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah, basically. So reading this and reading it as Irie, even though it's not spelled like that, I mean, it's almost spelled like that, was just wild. So, anyway.
I know, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, ire, and then all of a sudden somebody goes, Irie, and it's literally spelled out
E-Y,
like your eyeball, and then R-E-E, and then it's like, so what is it?
Yeah, that's Irie, okay.
Yeah, so... But it makes sense, because ire, like, the ire, that just made no sense.
Yeah.
But Kelsier also doesn't make any sense.
We're not doing that. Stop trying to make that happen.
Anyways, so
Chapter what?
he he somehow gets to the end of the ocean.
He does. And then he hikes through the jungle for days until, at long last, he sees a light on the horizon.
I think my tattoo is getting like hives in a way.
Did you put some lotion on it?
Anti-itch lotion.
I was saying, should you put some lotion on it?
Anti-itch lotion.
Yeah.
It's fucking healed. It's a July 4th edition.
Yeah, but is it cold down there?
51 degrees.
Oh, so no.
Yes. Yes.
It's 15 degrees here, so excuse me for thinking about your heat wave.
We also don't have the air on or the heat on, so it's 66 in the.
We for sure have the heat on.
Will wants the heat on, but like the fact that our electric with some days it was on, some days it was off is $80.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so now that the sun has gone down, it's 3 degrees, feels like 0 here. So
Yeah, let's see. We were gonna do something. Oh, and it's raining. Um, we were gonna do something on Saturday, and we were like, oh, so it's literally a festival of like candles or like
oh,
lights. Like a night of 1,000 candles is what it is, and there's literally like 2,000 hand lit lights,
don't nobody got time for all
and
that.
it's gonna fucking rain.
Oh no.
And I was like, okay, that cost me like 120 fucking dollars, and we got to drive 2 hours to get to it. That's fucking rude. So then we were gonna switch the dates, but this is such a popular thing that like it sells out really. Like I bought these tickets in
Oh,
September,
got you.
and you can exchange them. Uh, but if they cancel everything and you don't get your money back, you
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 just,
don't get your money back.
you're just out,
Um,
yeah.
so we were gonna switch. We can exchange dates. So we were gonna exchange it to like a different date, and we were gonna go next Saturday because it's supposed to be nicer. And we have a babysitter. I don't have kids. I have a dog, and let me tell you what, she needs a fucking babysitter. And sold out. They only have like they have a Wednesday or a Thursday. They have one Saturday left. And I went on there to like exchange the dates, and it was like, we're sorry, it doesn't have enough tickets to exchange. You don't got enough tickets to exchange 2 tickets? It's not like I'm trying to exchange for a ticket of 50.
That makes me think that
So,
there's like one.
yeah. I think there's one ticket available that you can buy. So we can't exchange for that day. So we can either go tomorrow, go Saturday originally where we were going to go, or go Sunday. It is supposed to be 95 to 98% chance of rain Friday to Sunday.
Of course.
So
Of
Will's like,
course.
so we're out of the money regardless, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay. So I guess we're just gonna try to go on. I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be cold. Right now it's 50 degrees. It feels like 50 degrees. And it's raining.
Got you. Yeah, it's just freezing here. It's not snowing or anything today, but like there's still ice on the roads because it snowed, melted a little bit, refroze,
Oh, that's the
and
worst.
now it's just freezing. So the snow is not melting, which don't get me wrong, I'm fine with the snow still being here. And most of the roads are cleared, but it's it's still lots of snow. The dog was happy though because we went to the dog park and there were other dogs and he got to play in the snow with other dogs and he was happy as a clam. He didn't want to leave. Meanwhile, my toes, I was like, I'm getting frostbite. Like, we need to leave. My toes are freezing off. And he was like,
We have
no.
got to go.
Meanwhile,
Uh,
he's out there like, this is the best weather we've ever had, ever.
yeah, we let me tell you, it's real sad that I can't get my weather report for free, and I have to listen to ads before I can actually see my.
That is really annoying.
Um, so whatever. But
Yeah, okay.
anyways,
The Irie, chapter 1. Um, Again, this was just really weird. Like he's in this like area where there's like, oh wait, I already
no
read
visit.
chapter. We already talked about chapter 1, didn't we?
Yeah, there's no vegetation. There's nothing. He finds a fortress.
Yeah. So chapter 2, he there's like these creatures that are like not human, but
But they
like it
are.
almost seems like he's maybe like on a different planet almost, because they're not humans, but they are, but they're not. Um, I don't know. It's really weird. And so he's basically like, he's found a way to get into this fortress and he's listening to like what they're talking about and what they're doing. And they're talking about preservation and how preservation's vessel has nearly expired. And so they are wanting to. There's a character named Alano. That's probably not correct, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Um, and she is planning to use this orb thing to take in preservation's shard of the power.
Yeah, what's really funny is like he goes back to his thieving days. Not like obviously he's like going to steal whatever the fuck this gemstone thing is, but like before then.
Yeah.
Before all like he learned all that, he literally leaned forward, hidden just outside the door, because he was obviously listening, and that gemstone, that has to be worth a fortune. And it's like homie is reverting back to his thieving days
Yeah.
when he was alive, but now he's
And
dead.
does. Like, he steals the gemstones that are in the thing. Like, he fills his pockets as he's going through this fortress.
And it's so crazy because it's like, sir, what are you gonna do with those?
Yeah, but also.
You don't have a need for food, money, anything.
Yeah. I mean,
And
he's just.
you're also in the cognitive realm. Like, are these gems going to carry over to Vin in the like other realm?
I feel like it's just the thrill of stealing, right? Like.
Oh, the thrill of the con. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, throughout this, we keep learning names of more of the gods, because we learned that a Denouncium is like was the original god, and he was separated into 16 shards. And so there's multiple capital words. So we know preservation and ruin. Then we learn about devotion, because she says devotion protect us. And then they talk about someone named connection. So like we're starting to hear some of the other. And honestly, from reading this, I kind of feel like the orb or whatever they have is part of connection's power, because there's a part on page 307 that says you could break it and absorb the power within, which would briefly connect you to preservation. But connect is capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's saying that they are using part of connection's power to
and they're
take
also
in.
calling. Yeah. Well, they're also calling people, I would assume people of this planet, Threnody. Threnody.
Yeah.
So it's like we're hearing a lot of different names and a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. And like all of their names are really fucking weird. Like,
And apparently they don't.
Ro.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't recognize any of the language, but because he touched the stone to get into the fortress, he has the language of open fields and of green plants.
Yeah, and like that's what their voices are. Like their voice is basically like nature. Like their voices and their language is like the sound of the plants and the water, and which is super fucking weird. But
I'm trying to find. the
Kelsier's
names.
basically like, yeah, I like this plan. They're going to travel to the location of Preservation's death, prime themselves with this device, and absorb his power, ascending to take his place. And Kelsier's like, bold, exactly the kind of plan I admire. Now I know what I'm going to steal from them. And so he plans to steal that orb. And that's the last line of chapter 2.
This has got to be the best chapter
It's a good chapter for sure.
thus
Because
far.
this is Kel at his best.
What he does best, yes.
Yeah, so this is his con. Like, he is waiting for them to leave the fortress because he's like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to steal that while it's in the fortress. They're going to know. So he's waiting for them to leave, and they do. And
they have horses.
They have horses, and they have decoys. So, like, this is like that scene in Harry Potter where they have the 7 Harry Potters, and they dress up like him, and they have a fake owl and a fake all of that. That's what this is. They have, like, a fake satchel with a fake gemstone. And
it's all the people that were in that one meeting, too. So
Yeah.
it is the Irie. It is the people that we've met already. They all look like... I think her name's Alanoy. Alanoy. I like that one.
Sure.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, but he's like, after overhearing their meeting and getting to know a little bit about her, he's like, she's for sure got the real one. But he's like, the crew would find this hilarious because, he like pulls himself down under the ground and goes over and like sticks his lips out and like whispers in her ear and shit to freak her out.
That's the funniest part because it's in like Anastasia when they like when Rasputin is like literally he's supposed to be dead, but like his body parts come off, his head comes off, and so like that's the vibe I get, like when his like lips are coming off.
Yeah. It says he came up near where Alanoy had just settled down to sleep and stuck only his lips out of the ground. Dox would have had a fit of laughter seeing this. And I am cracking up. And like, so he's like sowing doubt between them now because they're like, oh no, like this is Ruin's influence. Clearly, Preservation's weakness is allowing him to see us. And so he's basically splitting them up because some of them are like, no, this is it. We're going home. We're not fucking with this anymore. Yeah. And Alanoy's like, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to keep going. And all of them run away basically except for her. And because Kelsier like splits them up, he splits her and her guard off from the rest of the group and scares the rest of the group away. So he then can come back, and really sadly, he like cuts her horse.
Yeah, and it like freaks everybody out, so they like separate.
Yeah. And then he steals her satchel, and as they're all like running around, Kelsier like lays down on the ground to like pretend to be her. Like he's got on a cloak and her satchel and everything. And waits till they see him, the others see him. And then he sinks down into the ground to where it looks like Alanoy basically just melted into nothing. Which is what makes them all run away. Because they're like, oh my god, what the fuck? And that is how he gets her by herself.
It's so smart.
And then he's basically like, um, she comes out and she's like freaking out a little bit. And he's like, he just says, leave it. And she like looks at him like freaked out. And he said, leave it. And then so she can't see him, but she is like looking around trying to find him. And she puts her satchel down, like the one with the orb in it. And, then she starts to climb back to her horse and he tells her to walk. And then
Yeah, because he doesn't want her to catch up with everybody else.
Yeah, and then like any power grubbing person, she's like, I could serve you. And he's like, ew, go. And she does. And he has got the orb, and basically he was like, that was the most fun he'd had in ages. And that
Being
is
a troll.
basically
I love it. I'm here for it.
And that is the end of part 5. So, you didn't read part 6 yet, right? No, okay, just making sure.
Nope. No, I
That's
didn't.
fine. That's fine, because I wrote like a page and a half about part 6 by itself, so we probably don't have time to talk about it tonight on this episode anyway. But
We sure as hell don't.
we know we're a day late, and we're sorry about that, but
Day late and $1 short.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, God. All right. Until next time.
Bye!